My project, my social enterprise, was Bottles for a Better Earth. My mission statement was, our goal is to create a healthier and more sustainable Shanghai by selling reusable water bottles with information in them about small yet meaningful ways to help the environment. The reusable water bottles, when new, will have a small pamphlet filled with information on environmental health and ways that the Shanghainese can make meaningful change in their city. Then, hopefully, the buyers will take the initiative to implement these changes in their lives. My scope statement was, our goal is to decrease population and waste in Shanghai while educating the citizens on the importance of environmental health. We will do this by selling reusable water bottles that contain information on how to live a more environmentally sustainable lifestyle. To be successful, the Shanghai citizens need to know the importance of keeping the environment clean and the impact it can have on their lives. Additionally, the Shanghai citizens will need to buy into the project and make the necessary changes. Changes have to be small yet meaningful, or nobody will follow along. Therefore, I would need the endorsement of local officials and other influential people, as well as funding to provide the products and other necessities. Our goal is to increase the environmental health and sustainability of Shanghai. It would be unfeasible to expect to drastically reduce bigger aspects of pollution, so I wanted to give the Shanghainese little ways to create meaningful change. The pamphlets included will have statistics like the fact that life expectancies differ throughout different parts of China by as much as 5.5 years because of pollution. Then, there would be some ways that the Shanghainese could lessen their own environmental impact. These would include things like lessening their plastic waste by using the reusable water bottles, or reducing their carbon footprint by carpooling or walking to work. Hopefully, they will be inspired enough to enact even bigger change in their city. The pamphlet will also provide contact information to local politicians and other people they could call to spur a larger change. Now I will talk about some relevant history I learned about Shanghai that helped me create my enterprise. One is Western influences and lifestyle. So, China would have developed either way without Western influence, but Western influence accelerated that change and perhaps put it on a different path. So the West was really into industrialization and wanted to keep industrializing the world, so it kind of spurred China on that path. Number 2 is industrialization. The GDP in China has grown around 10% each year at the expense of their citizens' health. No environmental institutions were in place in China until 1972, so they're now more aware of what's going on, but they're kind of behind the ball on getting the effects of their pollution minimized. Number 3 was pollution in other provinces. There's air blown from other Chinese cities that causes air pollution in Shanghai. Number 4 is vehicle and factory emissions. This accounts for around 50% of the pollution in Shanghai. And then the cost. So the pollution costs China around 3 to 10% of their income each year, which adds up to $227 billion. So that is a lot of money that they are using to try to lower the effects of pollution already. So next I have my problem tree. The trunk of the tree is my main goal, to create a more environmentally friendly lifestyle in Shanghai. The roots of the problems, historical and current, that contributed to the pollution problem in Shanghai. These include Western influence, vehicle emissions, and pollution from other provinces. The leaves are the goals of the social enterprise. For example, less waste, healthier citizens, and a better environmental future for Shanghai. Next is my logical framework. In this chart, I had to consider many things, like what I would be doing, how I would measure what I was doing, and how I would verify that information, and then the various assumptions and risks that come with what I was doing. This really made me think about the ins and outs of the project and how it would work. A lot of this was, well, it's like a chain reaction. Like if this happened, well then this could happen, and that's really what I had to think about here. Next, I have my Gantt chart and WBS. In the WBS, I thought about the key points of my project and the steps I would need to accomplish to complete them. Then, in the Gantt chart, I considered each level of the key points and thought about how many hours a week it would take to complete each step. Some of the steps had to be completed before other stages could be started. For example, I had to get the bottles and make contracts with the bottle company before I could sell the bottles. And then other stages could go at the same time as others, like I could sell the water bottles and monitor their progress of my project.